Keeping the First Amendment alive. We are WEBR, Fairfax County's cable access and internet radio station.
Peace, peace. This is DJ OHLOW coming to you live from Radio Fairfax here in Fairfax, VA. Got a special show for you today, man. I think every week I say I got a special show for you. I got to stop saying that. But every show is special in its own way. It's unique, man. You know what I'm saying? Today we have Clique Trax. Peace, what's going on? That's Midas and Prometheus.
What's up? Happy to be here.
Peace, what's going on, fam? Am I saying that right? Is it Prometheus or Prometheus?
You got it, it's Prometheus.
It's Prometheus, right? It's not like like perm, like big perms.
Pro, like professional.
Like professional, yeah. Prometheus, that's what's up, man. You just say it so fast, it sounds like Prometheus. You know what I'm saying? But you guys providing some live beats for us today. Next to you, we got my man Jamal Bracey of D.U.I. Records, man. It's official now.
Yeah, it's official.
And I said the official government again too, huh?
Yeah. My bad. That's why I'm laughing right now.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, can you guys, just make sure you share that mic. My fault, man. But you're here to talk about some of your artists. You're here to talk about Success and Chazzo, right? Two of your artists.
Yeah, the two artists that we're launching the record label with.
All right, that's what's up, man. Yeah, and we're gonna get into that as well. Next to you, we have Miss CC Vibes, and she's here to talk about the apocalypse, the end of all times.
How to survive.
Yeah, you're talking about prepping. We're gonna talk about organic. Again, we're always talking organic. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about organic. We're gonna talk about organic vegetables and fruits that you can plant now. Right? Today's, it's the beginning of June, so it's kind of late into the season, but there's still stuff you can plant right now, and it'll pop up in the next few weeks. Tomatoes, yeah, all the time. Yeah. We'll come back and talk about that, but that's what we're gonna talk about. And next to you, we got my man Scene.
What's good, man?
Peace,
how you doing?
Fam.
Peace.
And today you have a beautiful piece, man, behind you, the Nelson Mandela piece.
Thank you, yeah.
Very powerful piece. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Maya Angelou, and, rest in peace, R.I.P. to Maya Angelou. Unfortunately, she passed. If somebody doesn't know about that, I don't know what you've been doing for the past week, but that's big, man. You said, I said too bad. I felt bad for the lady, and you said, it's okay. She had a long life. She's 86, but today 86 is short. Like, I told you. What's that guy's name? Mai Ling, 227 years old.
Yeah.
What was his name? Mai Ling, right?
I think
his name is Mai Ling.
Ying.
Yeah, something Ling. If you wanted to, you could find this dude. 220. And you said there might be two of them, right?
Yeah, there's another guy.
His little brother is like 225 and a half. Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. So 86 is really not that old, man. There's a doctor, like I was saying, Aubrey de Grey. And again, if you'd like to, people can find this online. He's a doctor that says that we're able to live up to 200, 300 years, but because of the foods that we eat, the stress that we have in our life, the way we live our life, something that you were talking about, CC Vibes, is that the chemicals all around us, whether it's from airlines, whether it's from crop dusting, or the pesticides or whatever, there's so many chemicals around us that don't allow us to live the length we're supposed to live. And Aubrey the Great talks about all that stuff, man. We'll talk about that, and we're also going to be talking about how hip-hop is killing us all around. That's the main topic today, how hip-hop is killing us. And I want to talk about some of the fallacies in hip-hop. I want to talk about some of the trends and some of the trendsetters in hip-hop, and who's setting trends and how kids follow these trends, and they're like brainwashed into following these things that really don't apply to the real world at all. And just the ideas that people get from hip-hop, you know what I'm saying?
Facade.
Yeah, exactly. Yup, that's the best word, facade. So this is On Beat. I'm going to take a quick break. I need another beat from you guys, and then we'll be right back. Peace.
Keeping the First Amendment alive. We are WEBR, Fairfax County's cable access and internet radio station.
Peace. This is DJ OHLOW coming to you live from Radio Fairfax. That's WEBR Radio Fairfax here in Fairfax, VA. All beats provided by Clique Trax today. Thank you guys for coming out, man. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about who you guys are, what you guys do. I know there's a Beat Conductor segment that, if people haven't seen it, they can check out on the Beat Conductor's website. Yep. It's also on YouTube. They can get to know a little bit more about you. This track right here actually reminded me, because I think this is on your segment as well, right?
Yeah.
But tell us, man, what is Clique Trax, man? How I've never seen like a producer duo. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's been done, but I've never. I mean, the Beatnuts, I guess. That's one that was like there were two producers, but they rap too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they were like a group.
Yeah.
What made you guys want to come together and make beats together?
So it's a funny story. We were each individual producers that came up through the beat battle scene. We always used to meet against each other in the finals. Either Prometheus used to win them all the time, or I used to win them all the time. So we just decided, why not link up, see what we can come up with.
Yeah, that's
together.
what's up.
Yeah.
Usually, producers are like, nah, man, I don't want to work with another producer. You know what I'm saying? It's like too many cooks in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that sometimes. It's like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I used to be like that.
You
but
guys clash on ideas?
Not really.
That's
He's
what's
one
up.
of the only producers that I have collabed with that we mesh really well together. So.
Yeah, that's what's up. Prometheus, tell us, man.
We both have a pretty particular
Just pull
set
that
of
mic towards
skills,
you. Yeah, pull it towards you.
and they work together. I mean, it's cohesive,
Yeah.
you know. So like, I let him do his thing, I hop on doing my thing, meet up in the middle, and then go from there, you know.
That's what's up, man. So this track right here, this is a Midas track, or is this?
It's a collab.
It's a collab. This
Yep.
one is a collab. Okay, that's
Yep.
what's up, man. Yeah, that's cool. I couldn't remember. So this was in the collab part of your segment,
so,
obviously. All right, that's what's up. Today we're talking about how hip hop is killing me, or us, or
Right.
us as individuals. And I want to talk about one of the fallacies, man, of hip. I want to talk about many fallacies in hip hop, but I want to talk about one of the fallacies that producers or MCs make a lot of money, and you got to get out of here, Hussein. Yeah, they're calling you now, huh? All right, that's what's up, man. Let me do this real quick, man. My bad. I'm gonna come right back. Scene's got to go because he's got another interview. You're pretty popular around here in Fairfax, man. You know
Right now, I am.
They all
Yeah, thanks to
calling
you.
man.
Thanks to you. So
Respect, fam. Real quick before you leave, though,
yeah,
break it down, man. Nelson Mandela.
yeah, man. I got commissioned to do this piece, and the way that it worked out for me was I had just trying to get into his head, watch the movies and everything. You know, I was familiar with them, but I just really want to get into it and come up with a different type of painting. And so I came across this quote from Bono, of all people.
Oh, okay.
And he
From
was
U2.
like, yeah, from U2. And he said that Mandela had this uncanny, gift that he could talk the birds out of the trees. That was a profound statement to me. So that's where the first idea came up with me. So I was like, I got to do something with the bird.
Yeah.
And so I looked around, looked throughout the photos, and I was like, that one will work. And I found that bird is a Cape Town robin.
Oh, so my next question was, is that bird native?
Yeah,
to
it's a South African bird.
Okay,
It's called a
that's
Cape
what's up.
Town robin. And the connection with me in my
Cape
head.
Town Robin.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
And so
Sounds
I was,
like a song,
and he
man.
was in prison on Robben Island,
Yeah.
which is totally different.
Yeah.
It was named after a dude named Robin, but for me, I was like, I can make that, and so
Yeah.
he learned something
1 minute,
from this
man.
guy. He learned something from the Robin, and as he did in prison. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and that's where he looking in the future and see better things happening and everything.
That's what's
So
up. Respect.
That's
man.
basically
Yeah.
it, and that's how it came to be.
That's cool, man. I wish you had more time, but
I
this
do,
guy's
yeah,
over
yeah,
here. I'm
yeah,
sure everyone
man,
can
yeah.
see him in the door over there, man. So I'm gonna take another quick break so you can get out of here. And then if you can come back before we're done.
I will.
I just want to get you in a flick, and I want to take some
No
nice
doubt.
flicks of that
Will do,
before you
most
head out.
definitely. Most definitely.
This is On Beat. We'll be right back. I'm gonna come back and talk to Clique Trax, and then we'll try to get back with Scene at the end of the show
No
if we
doubt.
can.
Yeah.
Respect.
All right,
Peace.
man, peace.
Keeping the First Amendment alive. We are WEBR, Fairfax County's cable access and internet radio station.
Peace, peace. This is DJ OHLOW coming to you live from Radio Fairfax. That's WEBR Radio Fairfax here in Fairfax, VA. All live beats by Clique Trax. Not only are they, obviously you don't have all your equipment. You're playing them off your laptop, as we can see. But you're playing beats live here in studio, and all these beats are sample free. They're royalty free. So you guys have full rights to these beats. You're not using anyone else's sound bites. You're not infringing on anybody's copyrights. You know what I'm saying? As a lot of people do in hip hop, and that's what we're talking about today. How hip hop is killing me, and that's something else I want to talk about too. Is the sampling and stuff like that. But let me go back. I want to backtrack because before Scene had to leave, I was asking you about some of the fallacies in hip hop. And which one did we come up with? One of the fallacies, since there's so many of them? We didn't, right? All right, so let's just go into the sampling fallacy. let's talk about sampling for a minute, because this applies to all of us, man. Because Jamal, you got the label as well. You got 2 artists on your label, and I'm sure that you have to go through this too. You got to find beats where there's no samples and you have full rights to them. You know what I'm saying?
You know, these days it's a hard task sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Producers who are not doing that.
Not sampling.
They can make quality beats at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is that so many people are sampling, and it's so easy to sample now because you can sample on your phone, you can sample on your iPad, and whatever. There's so many ways to sample.
Yeah, all the programs.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I was talking to this kid about sampling, and I was talking about vinyl and stuff, and he was like, why would you just, he's like, why do you need a turntable when you can just pop in, he didn't even say pop in, I can't even say pop in a CD anymore, because he said when you can just rip it off of an MP3. And I tried to explain to him that an MP3 is a compressed version of a WAV file, which is a digital file, you know what I'm saying? It's not even the original recording, you know what I'm saying? So, and he couldn't get it. He was like, yeah, what's the difference? It's the same thing. It all sounds the same, you know what I mean? But
they can't understand.
They can't understand it because they're programmed, because, a lot of these kids today didn't grow up listening to vinyl, so they don't know what they're talking. And not only that, but they don't know about recording. They don't know what recording actually is, you know what I'm saying? They don't know that when you record it onto vinyl, you're recording every single sound that mic picked up. Obviously, they tried to clean a lot of that stuff up, but a lot of that stuff was never cleaned up because of the equipment. There was no way to clean it up that fast because it was real time. Everything was recorded in real time, and you had to deal with a whole lot of people that are in the studio working as engineers, as well as the bands. And back then, they used to bring in orchestras, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy, man. So there's no time to try to do everything. They had a lot of equipment. They had a lot of different types of compressors and equalizers and limiters and stuff, all hardware, all stuff that you guys use today as plugins probably, right?
Right.
But today you can record anything. I can yell out the window of my car driving 90 miles an hour, record it on my phone, bring it home, clean it up, and it'll sound beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And if I take it into Pro Tools, or if I take it to a really nice studio where they use high-end gear, we can make it sound like, like a 50 Cent album, you know what I'm saying? Right. For real, that's how it is now, man.
Some of these DJs, like these EDM DJs, during their shows do that. Like, they'll get the crowd to start, chanting something, or they make some type of sound, and they'll make a beat right there in front of them. Or something. Or they'll take it back for, like, their next project.
Yeah.
They do.
But a lot of these fools aren't really making beats on the spot. They're just they're triggering samples that they have ready already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're not. It's not like a drummer laying down a beat and then switching it up. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's a big difference, man. And EDM. I'm glad you brought up the EDM DJs, man, because there's big thing going on right now about David Guetta, or whatever his name is. You know this guy, David Guetta, David Guidi or something like that.
The guy who's like they put out as like the god as far as meshing hip hop and EDM and all.
I didn't know all that. I don't know too much about the guy. I know he
put together a documentary about that, saying like he was like the guy who really.
Yeah, I mean, I know he did a lot of commercial, like mainstream hip hop, you know what I'm saying, tracks with a lot of people. But apparently I read an article where he had his whole set for a whole tour on a thumb drive, and he lost his thumb drive, and he canceled the whole tour. He canceled the tour it was like an international tour, man. He was gonna go around the world. He canceled the whole tour because he lost his thumb drive. Think about that. You lose a thumb drive and you have to refund, people's tickets of $85, $90 all around the world.
Probably
it's crazy, man. Yeah, probably more than that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's a big name, man.
He knows to make more than one thumb drive now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the crazy thing about it, man.
And back in the day, there was no thumb drive.
Yeah,
there was none of that.
And it's gonna happen. This is gonna happen more and more, man. The worst thing that happened to me when I was a kid and I was DJing with my vinyls, I dropped my whole crate of records. Fell into the street in DC on M Street. Everything just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I was blown, man. I was like, whoa. But I was able to clean everything up, dust off my records. Luckily you got jackets and stuff, so they didn't get like all scratched up. I still went inside, spun my set, got paid, did my thing, and rolled out. But this fool loses a thumb drive and cancels his whole tour. Where, that's a lot of money, man. That's big money involved in that. You know what I'm saying?
How come? I don't understand why there wasn't any type of backup anywhere, though. Like, just because it's on your thumb drive, he had to make it somewhere. That's crazy.
These fools are crazy, man. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Legally, how can he just cancel that with any backlash? Like, there
Yeah.
got to be something in the contract saying, you know,
I don't know,
if
man.
for
These
any
fools,
cancellation.
yeah, it's a new day, man. I think a lot of these fools that have big names like that, they get away with a lot more because they have the name. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They put it in the contract, man. You know, I'm sure they put in the contract that they can cancel the tour. But if the promoters cancel the tour, then they got to pay David Guetta's camp. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I don't know, man. But let me go back to the fallacies, man. Fallacies in hip hop. Sampling. A lot of people think that, oh, okay, so, you know, Kanye West made all these beats and he's the sick producer and boo, 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 boo. They don't realize that he sampled this or that. A lot of people don't realize that, I mean, I shouldn't even say his name, but there's a lot of producers out there that straight, I mean, the whole Bad Boys Upcoming was based on loops, simple loops, you know what I'm saying? But everybody in the 90s that was under 25 thought that these were new beats. But if you were 25 plus, you were like, nah, man, that's something old. And then what he did in like the early 2000s, he went back and took 80s hip hop tracks or 80s rap tracks and brought them back again. You know what I'm saying? And he got away with it because he was able to go get the rights and clear those samples.
Yeah, he has the network to be able to clear those samples.
Yeah.
It's easy for him.
It's easy, yeah. It's easy for a lot of people, man. If they got that network, they just got to get that little contract and it's a wrap. But like what you guys do, sample free, no samples, which means that you guys have full rights to all the beats that you make because it's your creative property. And once you put that creative property on a hard drive or on a CD or whatever, it becomes, your intellectual property becomes copywritten. You know what I'm saying? So all this stuff is copywritten in your name and you guys can do whatever with it. Which means that you guys are in a position to not only make money, but make a bigger name for yourself because you don't have to jump over any loops. I know a few producers that came in and said that, you know, they got a cease and desist. We talked about that a few weeks ago with Ma Dukes and Tony Smith, right? Remember you were here, for about that. And that happens. It's real. It's happening more and more today, I believe, because the labels or whoever owns the rights, it might not even be labels anymore. I don't know who owns rights to all this music anymore. It's probably like some kind of other entertainment company. But these companies, it's harder to go after and try to sue somebody and try to collect money on royalties and stuff like that. So it's easier to just give them a cease and desist and just shut them down. Because you can't, you know, if you get that, let's say this track right here, if you got a cease and desist for whatever reason, because let's say you use a sample, you wouldn't be able to play or sell or do anything with this song anymore. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, then they can take you to court and it becomes like a federal charge. Or it becomes, I don't know what it becomes. I can't say that because I'm not a lawyer, but I mean, it becomes a big thing after that.
What'd you go to prison for? I meant sample the beat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And that's what it's coming to because.
That's great.
Yeah, but they have
Killing
to because these
hip-hop.
fools, yeah, exactly. The fallacies in hip hop. I got to take a quick break though. We'll be right back. This is On Beat with OHLOW. We're talking about how hip hop is killing me. I'm here with CC Vibes. What do you want me to call you, man?
You just call me Jamal.
Jamal. I'm here with Jamal and Clique Trax. That's Prometheus and King Midas. We'll be right back. Peace.
Keeping the First Amendment alive. We are WEBR, Fairfax County's cable access and internet radio station.
Peace, peace. This is DJ OHLOW. You're tuning into On Beat with OHLOW, coming to you live from Radio Fairfax. Prometheus is pretty quiet over here, man.
Yeah, man,
I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's all right. You got to get out of that mode, man. It's time to get out of that mode, man. But this is good, man. This is good practice for you, man. This is, this is good practice for when you get onto satellite radio and you're on like shady. You know what I'm saying? What's that shady?
Shady 45.
Shady 45. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sway in the morning, yeah, man. You got to get yourself ready. But I want to ask you, man, about some of the fallacies in hip hop. Did you, when you were coming up, when you were younger, you know, I mean, I can't say which age because I believe that every few years or every year, every day, our eyes are open to things that we perceive to be different. You know what I'm saying? What are some of the fallacies that you grew up on, and when you learned that it was BS, you were like blown, man? You know, besides sampling, because I know a lot of times you guys were like, "Whoa, he sampled that." And you like when you hear the original track, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, wow, he sampled that? Like, I really thought he made that beat, you know what I'm saying? I really thought he made those sounds.
I mean, I was like 12, and I was listening to I'll Be Missing You, Puffy.
Oh, okay.
And my mom told me that that's an old song. I was like 12. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, I don't believe you. And that's like, turns out it was one of the biggest songs, you know what I mean, that ever come out. Like
that was Police, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, my influences hadn't stretched that far, so.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. But you were 12 though, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's the target market, man. 12-year-old kids, and that's how they can get away with it. You know how you were saying, who was saying that before? You know how Puff was getting away with this stuff, right? Cece, you were saying that?
Because he got that money.
Because he got that money, exactly. And the reason he's got that money is because he's got 12, 13, 11-year-old kids spending money on his BS. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he can. And since it's a business, and they know that these kids will keep buying or keep looking to not just keep buying, but they keep looking to see what the latest thing from Bad Boy is going to be.
And it was all tapes and CDs back then, so it was $10, $15. Now you just buy one track and it's $1.99. So he made his bank back in the day in order to do, whatever he wants to do now.
Yeah, it's all business, man.
All business.
But besides the fallacy of sampling, because you said that when you heard that Missing You, and that obviously, he sampled it. So besides that fallacy, what's another fallacy that you grew up on? We'll go to Midas.
We were talking a little bit about it before.
Hey, pull that mic in front of you, man.
Yeah, we were mentioning it off air, but the fact that everybody's
put
rolling,
it, if you could, just bring it in front of you. Yeah, bring it
of
in front of you like
boom,
that.
yes.
Yeah, yo.
All right, cool.
Or just look right at the mic. You don't have to even look at me. It's all right.
All right. But just the fact that everybody's like rolling in bank, like they talk.
Oh,
about
okay,
how
the
much
whole
money
money
they have.
thing.
Yeah,
How everyone is like, everyone thinks that these rappers are multimillionaires.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, I mean that's
multi-renters.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it is, man. Everyone's renting for the video. You know what I'm saying? That was the cool thing about a lot of 90s hip hop is that they didn't have the money to rent, so they would use real things. So they would use like their boys, S600 Benz. You know what I'm saying? Or they would use whatever, like the latest E-Class Benz from one of their boys. But it's true. A lot of these fools, they rent houses, they rent the club out, they rent everything out. And again, I mean, it's a business, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's really doing it. I think a lot of people that came up on that Scarface era, the movie Scarface, right? I think a lot of people start to think like, well, I can do that too. You know what I mean? And they based their life off of a movie. And then it turned around with hip hop. It went from basing your life off of movies to basing your life off of video. I mean, they're videos. They're still like little movies, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People start to base their life off of videos. And it's not so much the music, because if you think about it, man, music is made so you can laugh and dance and have a good time. Or, like, even like if you think of, if people are like, oh, I don't dance, you know what I'm saying? I just bob my head. You're still dancing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real, man.
It's really, it provokes an emotion. Like it's the emotion like it provokes. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's scientific studies that have been done about music and why it makes you move the way you do, because different types of music make you groove in different ways, right? Like if you have something that's down tempo and it's kind of laid back, you just kind of bob your head to it. But if you have something that's up tempo, like 130 BPM, you start to kind of like move fast, and it's partially because your heartbeat starts to pick up on that beat and it starts to pump faster, so you get more energy essentially. You know what I'm saying? And you feel like moving faster. And if you're not really doing anything, you start to just wiggle and move and stuff, and that's dancing, man. You know what I'm saying?
And they say that work vice versa. Like if people who drink a lot of coffee or whatnot, they'll be more receptive to like a high BPM beat.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because of the caffeine. Yeah,
because they're already, as far as their body themselves is already working at that speed.
I've been to a few EDM parties, and back in the day, I used to DJ raves, like huge raves.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, and that music is all about making your heart pump fast, and some of the medications that they take, you know what I'm saying, makes their hearts pump really fast, man. And
trust me, I've been to Ibiza. I've seen it with
my that's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm talking
dance floor
about.
Is pretty crazy.
Yeah, but then in the South, like if you go to Texas, they listen to I forgot the type of music. I forgot what it's called. Chopped and screwed music. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And they're all talking about sipping on syrup and stuff like that. That codeine actually slows them down. So that chopped and screwed stuff sounds right to them. Because I was like, yo, what this is, I can't even, it's too slow for me. You know what I'm saying? It's way too slow. But then I had to go down and experience it for myself in Texas. You know what I'm saying? To know what it really is. Yeah. I wasn't even in Texas. I was in Florida, and that's when I experienced it. And I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. But it was only, there was one DJ, man, I can't believe I forgot his name now, yo. He's the one that started all this chopped and screw stuff. He had the tape. DJ Screw. It was DJ Screw. That was his name. Yeah, it was a Screw tape I was listening to down in Florida, and I was kicking it with some of my people down there, and I got to experience it firsthand. I'll never do it again, and I honestly didn't even like it. I thought I was dying, but I was able to hear what they hear, you know what I'm saying, in that chopped and screwed. And that's the thing about music, man, is today in 2014, there's music for everybody. I don't care who you are. When I was a kid, some people used to be like, I just don't like music. I'm not into music. And I'd be like, yo, how's that possible, yo? There's music everywhere. I was actually working yesterday outside. It was beautiful weather, and I heard a bird chirping, and it sounded like the bird was telling me. It sounded like he was saying, "Just go read." It was like, but it sounded like, "Just go read, just go read." And so I started to think like, yo, these prophets, and forget prophets, you know what I'm saying? Just think about musicians that sit outside and try to find inspiration. I wonder how many birds gave them lyrics to hit songs like Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying?
I think that applies to all type of artists.
Yeah, anything that has to do with language, man. Birds have a major influence, and it's not so much that the birds are saying what you think it's saying, but it's your perception of what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously that bird could have been chirping, and it could be in another language. An Arab dude could be like, "Oh no, he said kef halak," you know what I'm saying, or whatever he wants to say. But to me, it sounded like he was saying, "Just go read, just go read." And I just thought about, like, you know, people like Dilla, you know what I'm saying? I know Dilla's been on the show a lot. His name's been coming up a lot. But I was just thinking about his inspirations, you know, and sometimes people just have to get away from their crib and go outside. And I'm sure people hear birds and they get inspired. And that's like the little secret. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because how are you going to go tell somebody, yeah, a bird inspired me to make this music? You know what I mean? And when you tell your boys, like, oh, yeah, man, it just came to me. You know, you're not going to be like, oh, yeah, I was sitting outside and this bird came and I heard this little noise and it inspired me. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know, that could, you know, relate back to the fallacy we're talking about as far as samples. Because, you know, people are not getting their original ideas because they're always tuned in. They always got, you know, their headphones in.
Yeah.
So they're not hearing anything new. They're just regurgitating what they're hearing in their headphones. That's
true, man. Everything is pretty much recycled today, man. A lot of it is. But there's some songs out there. There's some new songs that I've heard. There's a lot of new writings out there that I've heard. But yeah, for the most part, when it comes to hip hop, you're right. A lot of it is recycled, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna front. Something else, another fallacy, and when it goes back to production, is I've seen 3 or 4 different artists use the same beat, but like it's just kind of switched around a little bit, or they might switch the samples up a little bit, change them into like a different format. And I used to always think that one song, one artist, one beat. You know what I'm saying? But I've heard the same beat with 4 different artists. And I think, to me, in my opinion, I think that's kind of stupid. I mean, someone can make a good song from a beat that has already been done, but I mean, it's already been done. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was one of the no-nos in hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Where you're not supposed to bite.
True.
I don't know. I think that you go to different places, like in Jamaica, like they'll have an instrumental and it'll be for 20 people. There'll be 20 different people on the same instrumental.
Oh, on that one instrumental,
on the whole CD.
Yeah. No, I feel the rhythm.
Yeah.
Rhythm CDs. Rhythm. Yeah.
It's like a competition who can come the hardest
on that beat. And it's all different types of different artists on the beat. So it's.
But see, those producers are smart.
Yeah.
Because they only have to pay one producer for one beat. You know what I'm saying?
Whoever's Jamaican.
Yeah, the executive producer is only paying one person, and then I bet you all those artists are trying to get on. So he's got a contract that says, well, I'm not going to pay you unless I get paid. You know what I'm saying? So he's coming out like zero out of pocket, basically, which is smart, man. That's kind of like the mixtape game right now, too. You know what I'm saying? How everybody's just looking for beats off of SoundClick or SoundCloud and things like that. Nobody wants to pay, man. But then you turn around and producers are like, yeah, you know, I'll sell you 20 beats for 50 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's such a major competition to sell beats But it's come to the point where, my bad, I'm saying this wrong. It's such a competition within MCs to find beats, but nobody wants to pay for them. So producers are having to pretty much give beats away for free. It's not really giving them away for free. They're still trying to charge, but it's like nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of these artists as well don't know how to monetize either. They don't know how to make money.
That's true.
So they have no money to put.
That's another fallacy right there. That's another fallacy right there. The a lot of people are looking for that knock on the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's not knowing the business though.
Yeah,
you got to know the business side of hip hop in order to do it. So if you're just gonna get involved because you like to rap or you like to make a beat, then you're really not gonna go nowhere because you don't know what you're doing at all.
True.
That would just be used.
Yeah, used.
And thrown away.
That's what's up. Yeah, I think our my bad. I gotta take a quick break, man. I know the juices are flowing right now, but I gotta take a quick break and we'll be right back. This is On Beat with OHLOW, coming to you live from WEBR Radio Fairfax here in Fairfax, VA. We'll be right back. Peace.
Something in your eyes was so inviting. Something in your
Keeping the First Amendment alive. We are WEBR, Fairfax County's cable access and internet radio station.
Peace, peace. This is DJ OHLOW. You're tuning into On Beat with OHLOW, coming to you live from Radio Fairfax here in Fairfax, VA. All beats provided by Clique Trax. That's King Midas and Prometheus, if you don't already know. Today we're talking about how hip-hop is killing me. We're talking about some of the fallacies in hip-hop that we grew up on that just blew your mind when you learn the truth about it. Prometheus, you're about to say something, man.
Yeah, you were talking about the using a beat over and over again.
Yeah.
So there's all these producers online through SoundClick. They have over 200 million hits, and they're making bank. They're making go out. But the thing is, they're leasing these beats at $20 a piece, but they're probably doing it 1,000 times. So like, you better put it out first because everyone else is gonna get on the same track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I feel what you're saying, but
it's all exclusive. It's lease versus exclusive now. You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna lease for a mixtape.
But do you think that's working for anybody? Because, I mean, like you said, all right, so this guy gets 1,000 downloads to lease, right, at $20. That means that he gets 20 G's, essentially, right? 20 G's off that.
Yep.
And that's as a producer, and he's just putting it online somewhere, right? Yep. But those 1,000 MCs that use that beat, are any of them doing anything for that producer?
Not to my knowledge. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just filling up their pockets.
Filling up their pockets with what? Oh, filling up the producer's pocket. Yeah. But see, I think it hurts the producer too, because now you got 1,000 people pushing this one beat that you have that's doing absolutely nothing. Because I think part of it too is because there is no it's not exclusive. There's no exclusivity to it. That's what I'm trying to say. And so, if I hear a beat and I'm like, yo, what is that beat? And I can't find it online. And I can't find it in the record store, and I can't find it anywhere, right? I go crazy looking for this beat. It's going to make me want to look for that beat, and it's going to drive me to find that beat and go, and I'll pay almost anything to find that beat if I really like it. And I've done that a lot of times. There's been a lot of songs that I really liked, and I can't find the record or the CD or even, the MP3. And I'll go straight to the person, like the artist's website, and I'll download it from them, and they might charge $20 for the album, and I'm just looking for one song. I've done it before, man. But when you have a lot of people using the same music over and over and over, it's like, why would I want to pay for something that everyone else has?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it hurts everybody. It hurts the whole business, man. And that's just my opinion. I don't know.
As a producer, you can choose to be someone who wants to be super accessible and like overly saturated, or you can choose to make yourself a little more exclusive and have your stuff like you were saying, a little bit more difficult to find. So it's a two-way street. You can choose who you want to be. I mean, a lot of people are choosing the former, just to put their stuff out there. And
I think that's killing. It's killing it though, man. In my opinion, again, I think it's killing it, man. Putting it out there. A lot of kids put out free beats, and that's cool. I get it. You're trying to get your name out and stuff. But free beats doesn't really do anything for anybody, man. And I get if you got some throwaway beats, things that you can't use, if they're mixtape tracks, I get that. But like in your case, you guys aren't using these samples. So I couldn't see you guys giving any beats away for free. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
tracks,
yeah. Because, I mean, you actually have a product, you know? And if you get together with a writer, not a rapper, but a writer, right? That can also rap and is dope and has the image and whatever you guys are looking for, then you guys have a complete package. You guys have a complete product. You don't have to jump over any hurdles to sell your product. And you can charge whatever you want. Yeah. From that point on, it's just a matter of marketing and promotion to get it out to the people. And then all you gotta do is sit back and just, wait for the bread to come in.
True.
But people who are, it's going back to sampling and giving away free beats and stuff, I just don't see it doing anything, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of rappers on YouTube and stuff like that on just making videos, just spitting verses. And I'm like, yo, why are you just spitting verses for what? Why don't you write that verse down and hold on to it, get the rights to it, and sell it? If you don't want to use, if you're not going to do nothing with it, just sell it to somebody. Be a ghostwriter for somebody. You know what I'm saying? But even like on Flakebook, man, I see these fools posting like a long post, and it's a verse. You know what I'm saying? And it gets boring. It gets stupid. To me, it gets dumb after a while. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dumb. I want to hear something fresh. I want to hear new beats. I want to hear fresh lyrics. I want to hear something that I've never heard before. I want to hear people talk about things I've never heard before. I want to hear sounds like Jay Dilla. I want to hear sounds I've never heard before. Another person that actually, I'm not gonna say any names, man, but there's a lot of people out there that use old 90s beats that were hot, and they're using them for mixtapes, and they're bringing them back, and they're just spitting new verses over them. And I'm thinking, like, all right, if you would have took the time to go find a producer, whether he's underground or he's known today, and do a track and use that verse, and you just spit over an old 90s beat and use that verse over something new, you could have had a new product. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in their eyes, they're like, oh, well, everybody knows this beat, so they're going to hear this, and they're going to see that it's coming from me, and they're going to like me, and this and that, based on the beat.
But that's it. It's not about the work itself. It's not about the composition. It's about the image.
It's about the image, the promotion.
Or, getting people to say, hey, I like you. It's about that.
But look, don't you think, all right, so if you hear somebody spitting over I'm just going to throw a name out there. Let's say Lords of the Underground, right? French Montana used it, right? Everybody heard that track, right? In my opinion, why would I want to hear French Montana, this young cat, over a beat that was one of the hottest songs in hip-hop history? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, I know they added new drums and stuff like that, but I mean, come on, man. Like, I heard it I wouldn't be able to hear it more than one time. And that's just me, but see, he markets that to 12-year-old kids that don't know who the Lords of the Underground are. You know what I'm saying?
Also took the cadence and stuff like that from the original song.
From the original, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that happens a lot today, man. I hear a lot of kids doing that stuff, man. To me, honestly, I don't know any French Montana music, for real. I couldn't name one track besides that. I don't even know the name of that track, to tell you the truth. But I couldn't name another French Montana track, except for that one. And it's only because it was an original Lords of the Underground beat. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's whack. I think I don't know why him or anyone else got any type of respect, because that's weak, man. There's nothing.
Look how you remembered him.
Who?
That's how you remembered who he was.
Yeah, but I remember him.
You don't remember him anything else. You just remember that, and that stuck in your mind because it was a sample track.
Because of that beat. Yeah, but that's not a good memory though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
because I remember him, instead of me saying, oh, French Montana, yeah, he's got this ill track, this beat I've never heard before. I like it. I suggest whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to more.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm done with it after that one track. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I listened to a few of the other tracks, but it just wasn't for me, man. You know what I'm saying? And
look at the sales.
His sales,
what does his sales do?
No, I know, and it worked. That's what I'm saying, because 12-year-old
sales are, if you go to like the billboards and look at exactly how many sales he had on his project. Yeah. I mean,
he's no Mac Miller, I could tell you that.
Yeah,
but
even I mean, you look at the trends too. Maybe the first week, because of all the promotions.
That's what I want to talk about next.
It was a little
trends.
high.
Yeah.
But the second week, even Rick Ross's was like that. Rick Ross hit like 100, probably over 100, 100K, and then it fell to like 40. And then the third week, it fell to like 20.
And then it fell to not having no concerts.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, that shows right there that people aren't really dealing with it. They don't really.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Let's just be real, man. In 2014, nobody's supporting like 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the support level and on all levels, whether it's underground, on a local level, or it's on a national level or international level, nobody's supporting like they used to. Nobody's selling out. Like you who brought up Bono? Who said Bono before?
Scene.
Oh, Scene. Scene was talking about Bono. U2 sold out so many concerts where they had like, tens of thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? Think about that, man. They've performed in front of millions of people over the years. Today, people are struggling to get 250 people at their show. You know what I'm saying? It's just real talk. 250 people, man. I know for a fact. We were just talking about this, man. Large Professor was here, right? Scene went to it. Theory went to it. And I didn't know about it. There was no promotions behind it. Shouts out to whoever brought them out and put the show on. But obviously the promotions weren't strong enough to where they pulled a huge crowd. You know what I'm saying? Large Professor he's an OG in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? If you guys knew about that, and it was a free show. Free show, Large Pro.
Wow.
If you guys knew about it, would you go to that show? Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I would have definitely gone last night. I had nothing to do. I ended up kicking it with my cousin and did nothing, absolutely nothing last night. And I could have been at this show for free, man, but I knew nothing about it until about 11 o'clock last night when Theory hit me up. And he was like, yo, Large Pro's in D.C., free show. He's playing beats, DJing on 8th Street. And
it's right around the corner.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy, man. They're struggling to get a few people up in there, man. So, yeah, times have definitely changed, man. Things have changed a lot. Another thing that we were talking about, today, again, we're talking about how hip-hop is killing me. And I'm sitting here with CC Vibes, Jamal from D.U.I, and Clique Trax. And we're talking about the fallacies in hip-hop. And, I got to stop saying hip-hop because it's the whole music industry. It's the whole entertainment industry.
Days,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's not, hip-hop is like, 1996 and that's about it. Like today, it's just the entertainment industry. Everything's like all mashed up into one, man. Trends, you said trends. There's a lot of trendsetters and some of the trends today go against the morals. I'm gonna go back to hip hop. I have to say hip hop. It goes against like the very basis of what hip hop is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of I grew up in let's just say I grew up in the golden era of hip hop where the trend was Africa. You know what I'm saying? Unite Africa. Go back to Africa, the motherland. Everyone was rocking the Africa medallions, the red, black, and green. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And when they were teaching, a lot of rappers were teaching or talking about being a strong father or a father figure, or just being a strong male and holding down a job and being able to take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And then it went over to like gangster rap, and everybody wanted to be a thug. You know what I'm saying?
Glorified that.
Yeah. And then from there it went to everyone wanted to be a millionaire. Everyone wanted to be rich and have a big house and this and that. And now it's to the point where it's like you got to be weird. You know what I'm saying? You have to be like super duper weird, and you got to do weird things. And
you have to talk about drugs constantly in your music.
Talk about drugs and sexuality and all these different things.
Strippers.
Yeah. And part of the trend today that I've seen, I was doing some research this weekend, is that I guess I read an article that said like 6 big name rappers today have been seen wearing dresses, and they're not quote unquote gay or bisexual or whatever. And I guess, I don't know. I guess that's a good question. If a man wears a dress, is that acceptable?
If it's a kilt.
If it's a kilt, but that's not a dress though.
It's a skirt.
But I seen a picture of this rapper, skinny dude, wearing a skinny tight like dress.
Yeah.
Like from the back, he would look like a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look at Snoop Dogg getting painted pink nails on his fingernails and his toes.
I didn't know about that. You shouldn't have told me that.
Nowadays, I think it's all about it's shock value.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, shock.
One up the next guy. Back in the day, people used to rap, like people used to empower one another about like being comfortable in your own skin. That's what it used to be about. But nowadays, I think that people want to prove to one another that I can be comfortable in my own skin, but they go over the top and trying to show that to other people. It's not natural anymore. So they try to push the limit. But
that makes it uncomfortable for other people, though.
But it's even false from the person who's projecting it as well, because they're just trying to do something. It's not really. They're not truly comfortable because they're just doing it because they think it's gonna get a reaction. Right.
Yeah.
Well, Vibes Cartel. He the cake soap. He changed his skin color to be light skinned. He was a very dark skinned man. And Jamaica had a really hard time with that, dealing with that. And he was like, what's the difference between a white person getting a tan and me taking my pigment off and getting
There's
lighter?
A huge difference. It's completely unnatural.
Yeah, and it can really hurt you. It can. I mean, you can be under an umbrella for the rest of your life.
Why did he do that? Do you know why he did that?
He said because he wanted to be different.
Or I mean, that seems
that's
like
weird.
He
said he wanted.
Too. Like, he wasn't comfortable.
Yeah,
he wasn't comfortable.
I think also it was for publicity. Because he knew he was going to definitely get a shock value from so many different other countries that it's going to show like, oh, man, he changing his skin to be light-skinned. And then more people are going to, oh, okay, well, if I want to be light-skinned, I can use cake soap too. So
that's what it's called, huh? Cake soap.
It's a blue washing detergent in Jamaica that you can use to wash your clothes. You scrub it on your clothes to wash. There's people in the hills that usually use it. I mean, if you don't have a washing
scrub the color right off your skin.
Yes.
Wow, that's
you wash
crazy,
with it, it'll take
that's
it right
kind of
off.
scary.
I mean, it takes a while. It's a progression of time that it'll take it down, but you'll start to see spots.
And he obviously probably stays out of the sun.
Yeah, you have to because it takes your pigment away.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's your protect. That
I didn't
protects
even
you
know
from the
about it.
sun.
And it's funny because now Vibes Cartel is not even a name in the music industry anymore.
Not very relevant.
I mean, he never
at all.
really was, in my opinion. I mean, he wasn't even that big,
Over here, he's not big, but in Jamaica, everybody knows.
Oh, really?
Cartel. Yeah. I mean, that's huge.
I know he had a few big international songs like 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, where is he now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's it's crazy, man. I don't know. All right, I'm going to take another quick break and then we're going to come back. I didn't get a chance to talk to you about your bees. I want to come talk to you about your bees. Mm-hmm. I want to talk to you about tomatoes and onions. And then I'm going to talk to you guys, Clique Trax. I'm going to talk to you guys about this battle you got coming up at Omega Studios.
True.
And I want to talk to you, Jamal, about D.U.I. I want to talk to you about Success and Chazo. Then I'm going to give everybody a quick opportunity to, give your shots out and your plugs. And then we'll be back. This is On Beat. Peace.
Keeping the First Amendment alive. We are WEBR, Fairfax County's cable access and internet radio station.
Peace. This is DJ OHLOW coming to you live from Radio Fairfax here in Fairfax, VA. I'm always telling everyone else to be up on the mic, and I got my mic all low. Today we have live beats by Clique Trax. I wanted to thank you guys for coming out again. Playing live. You're not playing any joints, like live beats, like off your equipment, but you're playing beats for us live today, obviously off the laptop. But next time you come in, man, I want you guys to bring in some equipment. Nice. And I want you to get crazy, man. Like, I want to see, because you guys are a duo, I want to see Prometheus on the drums, and I want to see you on the keys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what people want to see, for real, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's really what it is, man. That's that's what people want to see, because just playing tracks, like, I'm sick of these CD players, man. I'd rather have turntables in here, or I'd rather have a live producer, playing live beats. So next time, definitely. All right. And we'll get some more MCs in here for you guys. But this time, this was the breaking the ice. You've been here before. I forgot, Midas, you've been here before. Yeah, a couple years, or about a year ago. Yep. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we just played some CDs back then. Yeah. So yeah, man, we're constantly evolving. Now you brought your partner out, and the next time you're gonna bring your other partners out, man, the equipment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you'll reveal some of your babies. But I want to swing to the left, Miss CC Vibes. I want to talk to you about a few things, man. And it's still around our topic, which is how hip hop is killing me. In hip hop culture, there's a lot of negative types of food that's promoted. There's blunts, and drink, alcohol. Mm-hmm. Now it's other drugs, man. It's like pills and I don't know, man. All kinds of stuff
everything.
today. Yeah, it's everything.
Everything.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's not.
And that's
just pills.
promoted on a day to day.
Yeah, man. Now it's like hardcore drugs, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not just Mary Jane, but you do the opposite. You promote positive, healthy, organic foods.
And how to do it yourself.
And how to do it yourself, yeah. And that's what I wanted to ask you about, man, is about your garden. And you have a greenhouse. You grow your stuff. You grow all your fruits and vegetables. Not all, but I mean, as much as you can here in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you can. You grow most of your stuff in your greenhouse. And it's all organic, no pesticides.
Mostly no pesticides.
Oh, mostly no pesticides.
You can try to get away with no pesticides, but there's some... When you got beetles and worms and...
But there's natural things you can use. There's oils and stuff you could put on it.
To a certain point, unless you have a 100 feet of what you got to garden and till up and just try to keep groundhogs and every type of insect off of your produce. Like it's...
Well, there,
it's
you know,
a lot.
I know for a fact that there's herbs that you can grow, and I'm not talking about weed. I'm talking
geranium
about there's basil,
rosemary and
basil. Yeah, the rosemary you gave me never made it.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
mine didn't make it either. And
R.I.P.
if anybody has rosemary and it's made it through this winter, God bless you, because rosemary, lavender, like a lot of the perennial is a flower or a plant that comes back every year. If it made it through this winter in the state of Virginia, God bless you, because none of this stuff, none of it. Now the onions and mint, that definitely came back with no problem. They were like, oh, we're gonna supply the earth.
Give us 5 products that you can grow right now.
Onions
in Virginia.
Onions,
tomatoes,
sweet potatoes. Potatoes.
Oh, she's giving us the good joints, not the simple cucumber, onion,
oh yeah,
tomato.
cucumbers.
Yeah. No, give us the good ones though. Squash,
zucchini. Yeah, all that. I mean, all of it. I love. Right now, my thing is jalapenos and garlic.
Oh, that's what's up.
Jalapenos and garlic.
Huh?
I can't eat onions myself, but because I have a severe allergic reaction to them, but I love to give them to everybody because they're an antivirus fighter.
Yeah, that's
and
what's up.
Onions are super good for your system, and they're also, even if you don't eat them, you can cut them up and put them in your socks if you have a cold.
Oh yeah.
And they'll take the virus or the cold and down into the onion, and it'll actually start to cure you instead of taking all these flu medications and stuff.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
You can put onions in your socks. You sleep with it at night. It stinks. It's a horrible feeling. It's not great, but after, you'll see the difference in a couple days that you'll start to feel better.
It pulls the toxins out of your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. I read about that too.
Yeah.
There's actually a product that ended up being a fake product, but it was like a little patch you put on your foot and it's supposed to pull the toxins.
Onions.
Yeah, but see, that's where they got the idea from. It's from the onions, the natural way to do it. That's what's up.
Tomatoes are super good for your skin because the sun is beaming down on you. It helps protect your skin from the sun. So the more tomatoes you eat, the better for you. So grow tomatoes in your backyard. They'll grow like a weed. Tomatoes grow and grow and grow. And then they drop down and they have volunteers. So all the tomatoes that drop on the ground, the seeds will go into the ground. And then the next year, if we don't have a horrible winter, you'll get new tomatoes. So you don't even have to go out and purchase them. You'll have your own tomatoes in your yard.
All right, real quick, before our time is up, I want to ask you about your bees. Everyone's been asking about your bees. I've gotten so many inquiries about your bees. Everyone wants to know about your honeybees. Tell us about your honeybees. Like, how did you get into it, first of all?
Well, the greenhouse that I volunteer at they have a selection of all these different things that I can get my hands into, and they have bees. And so we have Italian bees and we have Russian bees. Italian bees are
Italian and Russian bees?
Yes.
Do they fight each other?
No.
Oh yeah, they're cool.
No. Well, as long as the queens are happy, the male, you have.
Just like humans, man.
The only
difference is with humans, the kings have to be happy.
Well,
that's where they switched it up. It used to be the queens. But now it's all about the king.
The queen.
Male dominance.
But the hives consist of all male worker bees, and then you have the one queen bee, and the males actually make a lot of. The female will go and lay a bunch of eggs, and then the worker bees will come in and they'll feed all the the little baby bees. And then if the one queen bee wants to move away and go somewhere else, she'll probably take some of her bees with her. And then they'll kill, if they don't smell the queen bee, they'll kill the queen bee when they find her, and then they'll have a new bee come out and they'll have a new queen. So bees are awesome. Bees are really awesome. We
have a lot to learn from them, huh?
The Italian bees are less aggressive than the Russian bees. Russian bees are supposed to make better honey.
Oh, okay.
Putin bees.
Yeah.
So, but they are. You can see on the outside of the hive that they are more aggressive bees. They're more swarmy around the hive than, I don't know if swarmy is a word. And the Italian bees, they're very chill. Like, you can walk up to the Italian bees, pull the lid off, and put your hand in there. You'll see on my Facebook page that my hands are just with the bees. They'll just crawl on you. They won't sting you. They don't care about you. They're just there to make honey and chill. The Russian bees, don't go in there aggressive. Don't come in there with a high vibration. Don't walk up on them too quickly. You don't pull the lid off too fast. Whatever you do, don't smash one of them. Because you smash one of those Russian bees, it's going to set off this pheromone, and then they're going to attack you.
Look, true story, real quick. One time I was driving, and I saw this thing in the road, right? I was driving, it was like a side road, actually, and I saw this thing in the road. So I stopped because I thought it was something of value. You know what I mean? It looked like something I can pick up. It looked like a whole bunch of records, like, mashed up in a little pile or something, right? It looked weird to me, so I stopped. I went to go look at it. It ended up being a huge beehive that fell out of a tree, and it was like smashed up on the ground. It looked like it was run over a few times, and so I just picked it up real quick to see what it was, and there were still some bees living inside of it, right? This bee, I don't know if he followed me or if he got into my car or what happened. I just left it alone. There was like 5 bees inside. The poor thing was like smashed up. This bee followed me, and somehow, I think he got into my car, but he waited till I drove away, got out of the car, and then came out of the car with me. Or like I said, he might have just followed my car. He might have been just booking it down the street behind my car. I got out let's say I got out like a quarter mile down the street, right? From where the thing was. Right when I got out, this bee came out and started coming after me and stung me on the top of my head. And he was like stuck in my head. And it's because he was pissed off because I went and I messed up what they were trying to rebuild. Their little hive, they're trying to rebuild it. They're trying to salvage whatever happened to it. And like I said, because I touched it, he probably thought that I was the one that smashed it up. And so he followed me and came and gave me a nice knot on my head, man.
And then
it's real talk. And he died. Yeah.
And then he died.
And he died. That's what I'm saying. But it's
they don't
crazy.
like to die. They don't like to die.
I know. Obviously, that's their last resort.
Yeah.
I get that. But it's just crazy to me that his memory was so good that he knew that a human probably did knock that thing out of the tree. Some kids or whoever, you know what I'm saying? But he was pissed off, and his memory was good enough to know that I'm a human and that I disrupted whatever they were doing, and he came after me. And like I said, he might have just been in my car, but to me, if he was in the car, he would have stung me in the car. So I think he followed my car down the street somehow and caught up to me. And then when I got out the car, he came around and stung me in my head. This is a true story, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I totally, but they're ancient bees.
Sounds
they're
crazy.
ancient. Like they've been around since Genesis. Like they lived through everything. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's
very
amazing to me,
smart.
Man.
Very smart.
They knew what was up, man.
Back then, we're young. You got to educate yourself about the business, and then you could actually really do something, have some type of value. And that's where we started the record label, D.U.I, where now we have something of value. We actually have capital, you know what I mean? And we're capital value. So if we do happen to sit down with a big label or some other, outside investor, we have actually value.
Yeah, that's what's up.
When we sit at the table,
and
we have something to talk about.
If you talk to a label, you're not even looking for another fallacy like we were talking about before, hip hop. Fallacies. One of the fallacies is that labels are going to come looking for you and that they're going to give you everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's not even like that no more. You're saying basically you have something to offer them as well.
Yeah.
And all you really need from a label maybe is distribution.
Well,
not even from a label,
just maybe certain resources that we may not have in-house. Because at that point in time, it'll be a partnership.
Yeah. Exactly. Marketing, promotion, studio, producers, all that.
We have a lot of that. We got producers here.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying though, like that's what the labels have to offer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Studios,
some
man.
of it we'll take, some of it we won't.
Yeah, studio. I think that's something else we have to talk about another day. But studios, man, the studios that these labels have, multi-million-dollar studios with the best equipment, the best engineers, the best sound guys, the best Pro Tools guys. You know what I'm saying? That makes a big difference, man. Like these beats that I hear from you guys, this is what it is right now. But if you record this at one of the Sony studios in Los Angeles or whatever, it's gonna sound 100 times stronger, more powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with that mix on it.
Yeah, with that mix and with the the plugins that they use. I mean, they use pretty much the same plugins we all use, but they use a lot of hardware too. You know what I'm saying? They use the hardware with the plugins that they. I think a lot of people in these big studios that I've noticed, that I've seen, they record analog on the tape first and on Pro Tools at the same time, and then they come back and they dump it all together and mix it together and make the digital final product. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Also want to know about Chazzo out in Bridgeport, man.
Chazzo, Bridgeport, Connecticut. It's a state that has been hidden behind New York, but we have a lot of talent in Connecticut. And Chazzo is one of those guys who just kind of flourished, and he kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. A sore thumb. Yeah, I got my words.
You about to say Thor's thumb.
But yeah, and then he has this work ethic, just like Success, and that's one of the reasons why we all came together as one to really make a big move. And actually, Chazzo has a mixtape that's coming out this month.
Oh, okay. It's called Conflicted Thoughts.
Conflicted Thoughts.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. You sent me a copy. I heard like 3 tracks. Pretty dope. Yeah. The thing about him I like is he doesn't compromise. You know what I'm saying, for what's going on today. He knows what he wants, and he goes after that sound, and he won't just settle. You know what I mean? That's the thing I like, man. I still hear the Renaissance era in his music, but he brings it up to date. You know what I mean? That's what I like about him. Yeah, he keeps it real.
Today.
Yeah. But he won't just go and just do like a trap beat, you know what I'm saying, just because trap is in today, or he just won't go do whatever.
Nah, both of them are real unique. They have to listen to the beats and they have to feel it. If the energy's not there, they're not doing it. They don't care how hot the beat may be. But I mean, it's just like we were saying earlier, it's all about, provoking emotion, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So if it doesn't do that for them, then they'll pass on it. It doesn't matter who the beat is coming from or what,
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Real quick, time's almost up. Tell us what D.U.I. stands for. D.U.I. Records.
D.U.I. is it stands for Divided, United, Incorporated, and it's a statement, because this record company is for the people. Really, it's just like we want to do humanitarian work. We want to go back into our communities, same communities that are messed up and that have hardship. And that's where they come from. You know, you're familiar with Norfolk and Berkeley.
First Spawn is at the door right now. You guys see that? I don't know what he's doing here, but he's here. Can you open that door for him? Let's get him on this mic real quick, man. I want to give him a quick shout out. Happy birthday
on air.
What's good, G?
What's up?
Happy birthday, fam. I'm glad you made it out, man. Get on this mic real quick, man. What's going on, G?
It's going good.
Happy born date, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Glad you guys made it out, man.
Yeah,
the shows.
I looked on Facebook and I was like, oh, like they're already there.
Yeah, it's all good, man. The show's over now, man. But I just wanted to say happy born date to you, man. Everyone wants to say happy born date. You're finally 16 years old. You're still not legal, man. You got 2 more years, man. But you're 16. When I first met you and your pops, man, you were like 13, right? Yeah. 13 years old. You believe that? That's crazy, man. That's what's up, man. We mentioned you on this show earlier, man. We were talking about your beats. We said they sucked. I'm joking. I'm joking, man. No, we're reflecting on last week's show, man, and how you played some ill beats last week, man. And we were just talking about how, you're 16 years old right now. So when you're 32, you know what I'm saying? When you multiply by 2, 16, you'll be 32. Just think about how amazing of a producer you're gonna be, man. You know what I'm saying? At that point.
And that's like what I think about every day now.
Yeah, man. It's not, just give it 5 more years. I mean, you're straight right now. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're cool. I think, in my opinion, like, your sound right now is ready for the mass. You know what I'm saying? Internationally, man. You got that international sound. When it comes to like real hip hop, you keep it real. All I'm saying is that you're still a kid, man. You got to go to school. You got to do these stupid things that we still got to do as kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So once you're of legal age and you're, like 21, I hope you never leave your dad's house, man. I would never want you to leave your house, but you'll be old enough to go and venture out and do things. Mr. Forge's like, don't give him these ideas. But I'm not saying like, you know, don't ever leave your parents, man. You know, your parents, you know, they love you, man. But I'm saying, homage. Yeah, exactly. But you'll have an opportunity. Right now, you can't like do a lot of things because you're young, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But when you're old enough, you're gonna be able to put yourself into situations where you can advance a lot easier, man. And we're all gonna help you too, man. You know what I'm saying? This is all for us together, man. So this is what it is, man. Unfortunately, our time is up. I want to say peace to everybody. Real quick, man, I need you to plug in your website to D.U.I.
Well, we have websites for the artists. For success, it's alleyesonsuccess.com.
Okay.
And Chazzo's website will be launching this month as well, right along with his project.
That's what's up.
Which that's gonna be that's gonna be Chazzo. It's CHAZ-O.com.
Chazzo.
Yeah.
CHAZ-O.com. Yes. That's what's up, man. That's a nice website name, man. It works out. You didn't have to do like nothing crazy.
Nah,
you know what I'm
not
saying?
at all.
Yeah, that's cool. Real quick, First Spawn, man. If people wanted to find you online, man, if they wanted to find beats.
Beats, I got SoundCloud. So SoundCloud.com/FirstSpawn 1ST-SPAWNED.
That's what's up, man.
And then I recently made a Bandcamp because today I was releasing my beat tape.
Yeah. I remember that you were telling me that.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
So it's soon.
So the beat tape is out.
Nah, it's
okay,
coming,
coming soon. All right. Maybe when this show airs, it'll be out already.
Yeah.
All right, our time is up, man. I gotta go. Peace. I got 2 seconds. Peace.
WEBR Fairfax Radio is a 501c3 nonprofit public access radio station, a service of Fairfax Public Access and Cox Communications, Fairfax's own free-form station.